Hello, everybody, and welcome to a laugh and learn about supporting yourself. That's you supporting yourself. There you go. Thank you for being here. I am joined by the amazing medium Betsy Palmer and the amazing Hershe the Shadow Reader.
Hello, hello, hello.
I'm Tarot Stash. Thank you for joining. And how are the two of you today before I actually start looking for the chatters?
Thrilled to be here for this chat today.
Me too. Me too. Hershe, how you
Phenomenal.
feeling? Phenomenal? Phenomenal. Dee-dee-dee. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't there a song like that? Yeah.
Yep. Yes. Yes. Earworm, one of my mods can find that and put it into the chat, So, and so anyhow, this conversation is based upon the previous conversation that we had, the previous Laugh and Learn, which is linked below, about patience, trust, and ownership when working with your spirit guides. So this is an evolution of that. And so I'm looking forward to finding out how you all support yourself in also through the conversation. Please remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. Do not make decisions based upon what we say. Seek professional assistance. Really. Please do all of the YouTube things, like, share, and subscribe, because it's free. And so let's say hello to the best chatters, as well as let's say hi to the best lurkers, because y'all are here and that's wonderful. So all right, so Kaylee was here. Kaylee is, of course, Fogo Pogo and work lurking, tagging the cows, documenting the cows. Please watch this one, Hershe the Shadow Reader, because you know how that is. It's almost as bad as me being in a chat. Willow Love is here. Hello, Willow.
Hi.
Speaking of which, watch that one too. Medium Betsy Palmer. So Angela Cartomancy Mesquite is lurking.
Hello, Angela. Hello.
Yes, and
your new neighbor, Hershe. No, wait, near a different town. Sorry.
You're still in the same state, if that counts. Texas isn't that big, though, is it?
It takes an entire day to cross.
Hershe's giving me that
It's
look.
huge.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a 12-hour drive to get across Texas.
Maruta is here, and I don't know if you saw it, but yesterday they did their first live readings with Allie from Heart and Soul Connected. No.
There was so much going on yesterday I couldn't get to.
There really was. And Jane the Seeker.
I watched the playback. It was wonderful.
Yes. Jane the Seeker is here. And Jane just had a very interesting chat this morning about being comfortable with being uncomfortable, being comfortable with being uncomfortable. Good conversation.
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go back and watch that.
It was quite good.
The dreaded gray area.
Yes. Lottie B is here. Hello. And Jane is saying hello to everyone. Flowing is here. Hi, Flowing.
Hello.
Great to see you. Tomorrow's birthday girl is here. Nancy at Runs Intuition.
Oh, how old is Laha now?
There you go. See? There you go. And Jonathan says for once he's not drive lurking. Glorious. And
we're overdue for our bow bonds. We need to go.
There you go. And Nancy is getting ready for a doctor's appointment. So best for that. And
blessings on your doctor's appointment.
Yes.
Ooh,
and
Maruta, I need the link. need that link.
Patrice is here.
I'm sorry, I'll let you go.
Patrice, beautiful to see you again. This is 2 days in a row that Patrice has been able to be in a chat. So this is wonderful. And okay, there you go. Yep. So, and Beth is here. Aspasia Rising. And Angela is work lurking as well. Maria is receiving
Okay.
abundance. Great to see you. Dancing Soul Sister is here.
Oh,
And,
hi.
Hello.
Don't know you. Hi.
yeah,
Hello, hello.
Ross has joined us. Good to see you.
Hello.
So, and yes, there's all sorts of links to both of my guest information. So do it.
I gotta get it.
It's the syllabus for my workshop on developing intuitive skills. So it's little. It's not a book.
It doesn't matter. I can learn something.
It's really
Yep.
it's really the basic exercises that I found were helpful for me as my foundation to making the connections. And it's written as if you were sitting down talking to me. So it's not written like a book. It's written like a conversation.
I love that.
Good.
And
Ooh, I'm
Dancing
really gonna like
Souls-
that.
Go ahead, Hershe.
Oh, I just was saying I'm gonna love to read it.
It's good. Dancing Soul Sister is here. Welcome. Good to see you. Rossi is here.
Love
And
that.
so this is here. I actually created that. Welcome to a Laugh and Learn Supporting Yourself. And with Betsy and Hershe. Betsy and Hershe would support you, but we're talking about this, and I'm curious. Betsy, you were the one who said who had mentioned something about supporting yourself, and I was like, ooh, that could be a good conversation, and both of you immediately went yes. So why is this a good conversation, supporting yourself?
Since many of us did not or may not come from a background of people involved in the metaphysics or magical arts or whatever, tarot, whatever you want to talk about it, we tend to find our support system in our close relationships, and this is a little bit different. Without those close relationships there to support you, and bounce things off of, discuss, just to be around people that give you that feeling of contact with the subject matter. You don't have to even be talking about it, but you know, peas in a pod kind of a situation. So how can you take care of yourself and further your own progress successfully without the typical or expected connections to help you along with that? And because for me, it's been kind of a piecemeal situation throughout my life, finding folks to connect with and find support with. But also, I don't know if any of you guys have ever noticed it, but a lot of metaphysical people are kind of loners. Hardy har har. So that's what made this relevant to me.
Yeah. By the way, Deanne, Blue Crescent Tarot, has snuck in. And
no, not late, just starting.
Not late, yeah. And Maria is receiving abundance, is saying that they are rather new as well. So supporting Dancing Soul Sister. There's always plenty of room for all of us. So it's amazing. Ramon Moon Scarab has joined us. Hello, Ramon.
Aloha.
Appreciate you being here. Hershe, what about you? Why is this topic important to you?
Because I didn't know how to do it when I was younger. I didn't understand it. I like Betsy was saying, not all of us come from a background that's accepting. Um, I I didn't understand. I didn't know what was going on with me, with my
Mhm.
body. I didn't know why animals reacted around me the way they did. Certain people were uncomfortable around me, and I was a kid. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't have anybody to talk to. Teenager years, I started just my own healthy curiosity and finding what felt right, what seemed right. Understanding
Mhm.
what I did know about the dead led me to New Orleans, led me to people being receivingly different than what I was used to, and understanding that there was another side to people, period. And somewhere in my teenage years, I started looking more to people as ways to gain knowledge. Whether it was good or bad, however I applied it in my life, I always took the knowledge. I took the wisdom. I took the metaphors, the studies that they had, and whether it was old timey or it felt new time, I found a way to make it fit in my life. And then as I got older, I just got more and more curious, and
Oh,
I just wanted to know more about me. And I started learning that I needed to pay me first. And in order to do that, I was able to help a lot more people with my goals of where I want to be as I get closer to the end.
okay. Okay. Well, you got a long way before you get to the end. I love it. Hershey's like, mm. Argue with me. Come for
Prepared.
me. um,
I'm prepared.
yeah. By the way, Cosmic Blue Avian is here. Hi, Nicole. Hi, guys. Off to
I
bed.
love
Just wanted to say that giving yourself the trust and compassion, and also trusting that our guides are always reflections of ourselves, literally. So support is crucial to evolving.
it.
Like that. Thank you.
Absolutely.
And we have okay. Yeah, this is a great topic. Candy Soul and Soil is here. Lovely to see you. So lovely to see you.
I,
Always so exciting to see Candy.
absolutely.
She's
Well,
just a
yeah.
I
golly, she's
know.
an amazing light,
You
isn't she?
never see her anymore. It's like, ah.
Oh, and speaking of amazing people, April from Tarot and Witchery is here. Lovely to see you. Carl
Hi.
has joined us
Big
as
fan, big
well.
fan, big fan.
Good to see you.
Hi,
First time.
Carl.
Carl, this is Betsy and Hershey. Amazing
Hello,
people.
hello. Nice to
Great,
Aloha,
meet.
Carl.
great for conversation, also great for readings. So it's beauteous. Um, why is supporting yourself? Why is this an important topic for myself? I'll be very honest with you. I am shit at supporting myself. I will support everybody else. And to be honest with you, I don't really know how to support myself. It's a struggle for me because as a hardcore extrovert, I get a lot of energy from supporting others and seeing them be so successful and as evolve. I have a really hard time doing that for myself.
I want to do a past life reading with you about that because you are such an amazing mentor in our metaphysical world, as well as what I surmise from your former professional career. To
Mhm.
me, this is like, oh, now I gotta know.
We'll talk, but yeah. More amazing people have come in. So Linda Kelzer is here. Hello. Kaylee says, I agree, Gerald. I suck at it too. And Purple Elephant Deb H is here.
Deb,
Thank you, Deb.
aloha, aloha.
Yes, this is very true. I'm going to leave that up there because I've started to allow the compliments to begin to creep in, and I've started to believe them and not dismiss them immediately.
Isn't that
me
interesting?
too. Me too.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yes.
So this is unanimous. How many of us, oh, my allergies, sorry, we had a storm yesterday. How many of us cannot receive a compliment that for whatever the message was that we got at a very early age, we were not deserving of any kind of compliment. If somebody gave us a compliment, we had to have an explanation. Even if it's, for girls, it's like, oh, I like your top. Thanks. TJ Maxx on sale, clearance rack. It's like automatic.
Yeah.
Instead of stealing your core and saying thank you and leaving it at that.
Yes, because thank you is a perfect response when somebody gives you a compliment. And I actually learned in therapy, depending upon if I wanted to develop the relationship, I would actually say, it's hard for me to hear that, and I'm learning, so thank you. Um, that's really powerful because that gives the ability to that gives the ability for you to share a little bit, be vulnerable, be open, without expecting the other person to do anything with it. Because a lot of times,
Yeah.
go ahead. That's yeah.
Mm.
So
Yeah, I started that too.
I need somebody who would go, oh, stop, oh, stop.
yeah. Oh, stop, please, please, please. So I
Is that like don't
just
stop?
yes. So there have been some comments that I've starred, and I'm going to pass those through. Beth said, Gerald, maybe you were a monk in a prior life. Probably multiple times, I would say. No, let me rephrase that. Yes, multiple times.
You know what I keep seeing is a mother hen with a clutch of like 15 babies. The wings spread as she just settles down on there to warm them up. That's what I keep seeing in my head.
I love that. And Patrice said, yes, same here, Gerald. Dancing Soul Sister said, oh, yes, Gerald, I hear you. Yep. Well, thank you for that. And Candy said, Gerald, you are the best support. You have no idea. Aw. Said, I'm like an oasis in the desert. Aw. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
Carl
I
said,
like that.
yeah, I do too. Carl said, just to let you know, when I asked you guys earlier in another chat about my friend Emma's that's been bugging me, I got the truth like within 3 hours when I was woken up by a call from that friend. Okay, good to know. Thank you. Good to know. And
Wonderful.
yeah, and Hershey, I mean, Maruta said, I welcome compliments if I feel they're genuine, even if I don't necessarily feel worthy of them.
That's
I'm
strength.
learning.
That
I'm
That
learning.
is a beautiful definition of strength right there.
yes. So, um, and yeah, Beth said I would see my dad every Saturday, and he complimented me from the minute he saw me, so I can accept him. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Mm.
And, Fatima is here. Good to see you. Okay. So thank you. See, I'm putting up some of these compliments instead of just going over them. So uh
Gerald is he's like the center of the wheel, and we're all spokes on that wheel, and he holds that space for all of us, and it's amazing, isn't it?
uh, and Lorraine Orr is here. Thank you for joining us, Lorraine. Okay. So, oh gosh. Okay. Dancing Soul Sister said, Gerald, I do not know you personally, but how you are hosting the gathering is wonderful. So warm, welcoming, and mindful. That's exactly how I am in real life. Imagine being me being your supervisor. My goal as a supervisor was to figure out what people wanted even before and deliver it to them even before they needed it. So, oh, thank you. And Michelle Marie is here. Hello, Michelle.
Hey, Michelle. Hi.
So, all right. All right. So I wanna okay. Um thank you everybody. Um so um so one of the things that is really important is when we think about support. And I have a banner for this. What does support look like for you when it comes working with your as part of working with your guides? So I'm gonna put Hershey on the spot first. What does support look like for you, Hershey, as you're working with your guides? You want oh, she wants Betsy to go first.
Okay.
Oh, it's okay. I was just trying to mute my mic so that it wasn't too loud with the door. It's really heavy traffic out there. I didn't want it to be disrespectful to the shared environment. It's kind of loud.
Dee Alloway is here. Hello. So
Hello.
okay, so Hershey, what does support look like for you?
First, it comes in through my ghost. I know that a lot of people struggle to resonate with that, but my team is made up entirely pretty much of ghost. I get a lot of support and encouragement. Within this last coming up on year, I'm say 8 months that I've been in this community, and I've been putting all of my imperfect perfections out there. It comes from my team, the biggest part. I know that without a few select people, I wouldn't be where I'm at, but my whole life, they've always pushed me to reach somebody, that somebody's got a message for them. Somebody needs to hear this. My biggest support comes from the dead.
And I imagine that that developed over time, that acceptance of that support and whatever it looks like.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, from the age of like 7, 8 years, 9 years, I've been working with them. I've been communicating with them since I was like 2 or 3, from the way I understand it from my family. So it's become something I am completely dependent on as well. You know, I'm just as dependent on them with making sure that every day I wake up, I breathe, I do everything I'm supposed to, and I make it to see another day.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you. Thank you. What about you, Betsy?
A little bit like Hershey in that I I don't really think I have an understanding of when an awareness of spiritual support showed up, other than they were just kind of always there. For me, I'm in that camp of just always there. Now, when I was very little, it scared me pretty badly.
Right.
um, and yes, I had problems being in the dark till I was in my mid 30s. I was afraid of being in the dark. But so in my life, I have had, it seems like I've had 10 lifetimes compressed into this one.
Mm,
And throughout all of these different adventures, guidance has come and instructions have come and situations have opened up for me so swiftly, and it's all about the divine timing, because frankly I don't understand the timing of things. I'm not a planner, I'm not a long-term goal setter. So much I never knew what I wanted to be, so doorways open up very quickly. So support from my team, I have come to understand that they know exactly when to allow me the space to experience something as a human being and learn my lesson. And then they will come in um, Well, sometimes in the beginning to set it up, but my spiritual team comes in, sets the stage, holds the props together for me to experience the things I need to learn for my
Mhm.
expansion. And I trust them completely. I feel like whatever comes to me is what's required for me, like it or not. Um, and knowing that my team's presence is always there. There's never a time when they are not completely aware of what's going on. They're always there, and there there are times when they're very quiet when I need to experience something, and then there's times when they will flat out tell me, relax.
Uh,
If we need you, we're gonna let you know.
mm, okay.
So yeah.
Okay. I like that. So for me, support from with my guides and my team, it is repetitive because I will miss things. It's humorous because that will get my attention and it will cause me to laugh. It's repetitive because sometimes I need to be reminded again. Uh, there are oftentimes surprises will show support, that unexpected thing. It's repetitive because sometimes I miss things that are so obvious that I miss them. The guides are very patient with me, and that patience can look different depending upon what's going on. And the last thing is they need to be repetitive with me.
I love that.
Because and Jeffrey's sitting on the other side of the camera, and he's sort of just giving me that eye, is like going, you said that. So, um, but
Well, and there's that too. When something mystical or magical happens and we're like, did that really happen? Am I sure of that? So yeah, they'll repeat it sometimes,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yes.
well,
Yes. The answer is yes.
yeah. So there was, and by the way, there are wonderful people here in chat. Thank you for being here. We had a wonderful question from April who said, who in the chat has a regular team of guides they work with, or does it shift? And then I've got some responses. I'm curious about you all.
Yeah, I'm glad you popped that up. I love that
It's a
question
great
because,
question.
like I said, I've had 10 different lives compressed into this one. So my team is very fluid. I know there are people who say they identify an exact guide with a name that has been with them their entire life. For me, that's not the case. Very fluid. Come and go, all kinds of guides.
Okay. What about you, Hershey?
Well, Metatron is not my personal guide. Azazel is not my personal guide. Miles never leaves my side ever. Slim never leaves my side. I have a few other ones that are on the other side that have crossed over and chose me, so they are constantly walking with me. But it depends on what I'm doing. I have a lot of teachers and mentors and other types of immortals or creatures, animals, cryptids. Even recently, I've even had some extraterrestrials, I believe, reach out to me and some lighter beings. I now have a connection to, I think, Source. I'm not sure. I have a connection somehow to one of the immortals that is and calls themselves an Anunnaki, an Elohim or something like that is also presented. So it depends on what I'm going through and what I'm experiencing. But usually my teachers and mentors change regularly.
I have a couple that are the base, and then they'll drag me, excuse me, they will support me by showing me or introducing me to others.
Yes.
It's sort of like the okay, you finished with that, you finished 6th grade, we're taking you to 7th grade, or you're done with this class, let's go to your locker and then go to the next class. So it sort of shifts. It's a bit like it's like teachers.
Mhm.
But as I'm thinking about this now, I actually think they're the consistent ones. They shift their what they do and how they present themselves. So
Well, I mean, it also, like for me, right? Like if I'm working with Sheva, he presents as Sheva, but then if I'm working with Dharma or one of the other ones, they come in same person or same immortal, but a different presentation, completely a different energy, a different look, a different everything, you know? So sometimes the immortals themselves have alternate life forces, and you know, I have to start recognizing which way they're coming in as well. So I learn in a lot of different ways, but I'm very textile, like old fashioned books. You know, I like learning the old fashioned way. I guess that's why a lot of the older ones come in.
That's cool. That's cool. So, again, the best chatters have been bringing it and have been answering April's question, and I want to pop a few of these up. So, thank you for asking this amazing question. Willa Love said, "My guides are regular. I only add to it when I find out I had a guide I wasn't aware of yet." And Maruta says, "I have a core team, but there are some that come in for specific purposes temporarily." So,
Mhm.
um, good question, April. Work with spirit animals, usually the same ones, but not always. Goddesses haven't changed much. So, um, Maria said, "I love to share positive observations that others often react strongly, suspiciously. I must share good things, though." We'll actually talk about that, the good things. Michelle Marie said, "When I'm undergoing stress, I lean heavily on my team, mantra practice, and tools. The best thing I can do is to get out of my own way and let spirit guide. I have an isolated moon, so I tend to go quiet." It was funny. I was talking about that with the idea of sometimes when we're in stress, we forget the tools that we have available to us. So it's like, I want to make a toolbox. And it's like, these are all the things that I can do. And when I'm stressed, open that toolbox and go, which one will help with that?
Oh, isn't that a good idea?
So is that another conversation?
That's a
um,
really good idea because sometimes when you are stressed or you're in a position of questioning and you're not sure what to do, you kind of blank out.
yeah. Yeah. Carl said, "I'm still trying to find out. I do know I have this beautiful long haired princess beauty and a borrowed guide that looks like Stallone from my deceased healer friend Jane." Okay. And Deb said, Deb has a regular team and they either recognize some that have been there a long time or new ones come in for specific purposes. Yeah. Hi, Pamela. Good to see you. Um, and Nicole said, "I feel our guides change when we grow and evolve. Also, the moments when different guides are needed when they appear for our benefit and support energetically to know we are loved." That's quite nice.
Mhm. I echo that one.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And Hypnicity, hello. It said, "My spirit team shows me it's working even when I think it's not." I like that. Jonathan said, "I've had ancestors, deities, mythic creatures, angels, spirit animals come through and have shown me much. That's great." Um, okay. Um, Kaylee said, I still struggle to understand my guides. So support right now for me is having 3D people who can translate when I'm struggling."
That's
That's,
Mhm.
wonderful.
yeah, that's that idea of community, isn't it? That we were talking about. because it's the Three of Cups.
Yeah.
It's the people who shared minds and like ideas. So Pamela said, support for me is my familiar loved tarot deck that holds my spirit in palace. Oh, I like that. I don't know if that meant place or palace, but that's good.
Either one.
Yeah.
Spirit Palace. I
Yeah.
kind of like the sound of that.
Yes. Hi, Mousy. So I discovered that one of my guides, Merita, said that presented herself as a mermaid was actually my great aunt.
Oh, that's cool.
That is cool. Yes, I feel very much the same. However, I have a guardian angle, I think angle team or angel team that have worked with me forever. I also experiment with deities. Oh, yeah. So, Pamela said I have a very distinct guide in the Wildwood Tarot where my soul and spirit live. That's amazing. So, okay. Beautiful, beautiful conversation again. It's like, holy mackerel. So,
Majestic had asked if I had said the Archangel Zazel. Yes, I work with
yep.
him all the time. I work with the dead, so I work with a lot of the fallen, and I work with a lot of the underground immortals.
hmm And so Jonathan shared my grandmothers have been central to my guides. They have had I have had guides show up once for a few weeks or for years at a time, just depends on how fast I get what they're trying to teach me. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So,
Isn't that well said?
yes. Maria is receiving abundance said, I was conditioned to only know the Holy Trinity, have communicated since a toddler, and now trying to ascertain my team's identities. That's very exciting. It's very exciting.
I like it.
So,
Mhm.
yeah.
Expansion. That's what we're here to do. You're
Yes.
right on time, Maria. Right on
Yes.
time.
Okay. And April is going out and doing some gardening. Speaking
Ooh,
of
playing in the
that,
dirt for me too. I love playing in the dirt.
That would be called self-care.
yes, it
I
would.
love playing in the dirt.
Absolutely. Um, Kaylee said, I learned one of my guides, Archangel Raphael, worked for years through my high school teacher. I credit that teacher with me still being here.
Oh,
That's amazing. So that's cool. Okay, so
No, I don't work with any demons. I work with archangels.
uh, and Amanda Carroll said, "Hi, Amanda. I received a channeled drawing. If a guide wants, and another repressed some
Oh,
of my star family information. Represented some of
that's
my star family incarnations. That's cool. So, oh, here you
very
go.
cool.
I'd speak through many of you.
aw.
I
I
think
like
that
that.
is I think that's very true. The idea of readings can be, joining in a conversation like this, watching people do readings, and even though you may not get a reading, if you listen to them, oftentimes a message will come through that resonates with you. So, and Miss Charlotte is here. Hi, Miss Charlotte. So, um, yeah. Okay. Um, yeah, I love it. Amen. Boom.
Yep. Sip, sip.
So, um, I'm excited for once, for once on time. Well, it's all good. So this support, this I think, a key thing is when we think about support, um, how has it changed for you over time? Or is that too close to the last question?
For me, it comes down to a lot of it has to do with impulsivity. So whether I'm feeling an upset or whether I am feeling an inspiration, in my past, I would be very quick to jump in, don't look. Um, the Fool card, very quick to take the leap, uh,
Mhm.
and not question. Why am I feeling this? Why am I moved to do this? What's this about? No, just do. And now in later years, I am fortunate enough, and I consider it being super fortunate to question things a little bit more.
Mhm.
Does this belong to me? Is this mine? What is the feeling underneath this urge? Um, and just take a little pause to explore things and really to wait as long as possible before making a choice.
Mhm.
Sometimes, you have to decide pretty quickly. If you're behind the wheel or, in a conversation, you must make decisions quickly. But if I have the luxury of waiting, I really am all about it. That's how it's changed for me.
Ah, okay. Okay. What about you, Hershey? How has supporting yourself evolved for you?
Oh boy. Well, it's grown. I can definitely say that. When I think about what I do now versus what I never did before, I celebrate, I pause, I replay the happiness. I've completely kind of like turned my life into a automated 1980 something digital recorder. I pause the memories, I replay the happiness, I stop the pain. Um, I don't allow my own stinking thinking, my own negative, to be the center of my first reaction anymore. So I think me taking 10 to breathe and kind of make sure that I comprehend the question and I understand everything that is being said to me, even if I have to choose two evils, I want to understand that I am choosing the lesser of the two and that there is something beneficial, no matter how small, very positive and beneficial in it somewhere.
Mhm. I wanna, there's been April has been bringing it, in the chat, so I wanna put this up, and she said, "Receiving support is linked to worthiness." And, I think that is very interesting because, as I shared earlier, I'm really good at taking care of everybody else. Everybody else is worthy in my mind, and I struggle with that idea of worthiness and recognizing it and what that means to me. That's the catch. It's what does it mean to me, that idea of worthiness. Because I know for me, I just want to be seen and I want to be heard. And so I think this idea of is I allow myself to slow down a little bit, and that's hard for me because when I am not working, when my brain is going a million miles a second, when my superpower is fully engaged, and pinging everywhere, it can be a real struggle to to slow down enough to put this on myself.
Well, that sounds like that comment is the next session. The next laugh and learn, because so much stuff just went pinging off in my head about that.
Yeah. April, you in for that? We'll figure out
Absolutely.
a time when all four of us can do it. So yep. So a lot of support for that. Interesting topic in and of itself. Um, Deb said, at first support was just realizing I wasn't alone or crazy. Now it's having important conversations with people on this plane or those in the higher realm that let me know I'm not alone ever. That makes sense. That makes sense. And Jane the Seeker said I had to connect a lot of dots, my whole life of dots. So there's a lot of that.
I can relate to that one, Jane.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, and let's be honest, connecting dots takes time. I mean, and
Yeah.
sometimes yeah, I mean, and it's like I don't I'm not I don't like meditating. I don't like sitting still. It's hard for me, because I'll fall asleep or my mind will go crazy. And I know everybody says that's part of it. Just
I'm
yeah,
I'm with you, dude. I'm with you, dude. For me, it's not the best tool.
yeah.
I do much better with journaling or automatic writing.
Or swimming.
I do pretty good with swimming too. Yeah, do pretty good with swimming.
Yeah. Receiving support is linked to worthiness. What a sentence. This quite strikes me, said Dancing Soul Sister. So, um, acceptance of circumstances. As Basher says, circumstances don't matter, only state of being matters. Okay. Not, oh, Betsy's getting information.
I
Okay.
don't want to say anything.
Okay.
I'm gonna call. Okay, no, I have to say. I gotta call bullshit on that one. Circumstances don't matter. Yeah, that's what you think. That's somebody that has the luxury of never
Right.
being homeless
Yeah.
or abused or hungry, filthy.
Say that shit again.
Well, and and I want to. I think this is one of those things that they don't matter unless they matter, and oftentimes they do because they're part of the experience.
It is the experience, and it's the experience you required. If they didn't matter, why would you be here? If circumstances
Absolutely.
didn't matter, that means you've evolved far enough out that you don't need a material body. The fact that
Mhm.
you're here, that you
Right.
fought long and hard with your spiritual team and finally wrangled you a body to jump into,
Uh-huh.
circumstances is the only reason you's here. Okay, sorry for someone who didn't
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. I don't know. I think I got
and-
it.
but again, this is that beautiful thing that we all have differing opinions.
Yes.
All of them are heard. So, I mean, I'm glad
Absolutely.
I thank you for sharing that.
Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Right.
Well,
Absolutely.
now I will agree for Bashar. Circumstances don't matter because it's my understanding that being doesn't exist in the physical, that being is trying to help teach us from a non-physical space. So for
Mhm.
that being, circumstances would not matter.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. But I'm a human, I'm on earth. Circumstances made a big deal to me.
Yeah. So people are suggesting mantras or chants and things like that. So
I
thank
love
you.
chanting. I love chanting. Coloring,
So
writing. I'm an automatic writer like Betsy, so I'm totally into it. Totally love it.
walking and
Walking,
yeah,
going
And
yeah,
hypnicity, I'd
breathing.
just like to say thank you for your honesty and your vulnerability. That's a beautiful thing.
yes, thank you.
Absolutely.
That
Absolutely.
is
Absolutely.
also self-support, right?
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk a
Oh,
little bit
yeah.
about that. That idea of being open and vulnerable, that is big support. That's big support. And I think I think that's beautiful. That I mean, that's somebody who is strong, who's saying what the hell has happened to them. So,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and
Vulnerability,
Absolutely.
it's just like kindness and humility when oftentimes we are walked on because we display those things. It's not possessing them
Absolutely.
that creates that, but if we choose to show up in the universe as the kind, honest, and vulnerable and humble being that we want the universe to recognize us as, then it can be misinterpreted. But that is really strength. To me, that's the ultimate strength in showing up in the physical as that person in public. That to me is the ultimate display of strength.
Yeah. Vulnerability is
Absolutely.
a
Absolutely.
superpower, and I like to think that more people are seeing that and recognizing it. So, yeah.
Ownership is one of the hardest things we can do when we're just trying to be true to ourselves, because we don't want to take our own ownership. We don't want to have to admit we have a problem, no matter what that problem is, because we have to take our ownership. And that is literally one of the hardest steps as a human to do, is to hold and take your ownership. So anybody that does that, man, hands down, you have really accomplished something in your life if you can take true ownership.
Yeah.
And that is self-support, and the people that in the human beings around you that will not support you on that path. Um, yeah, right. Then it's time to question what role they play for you.
Yeah. So
Totally.
we have been on for 52 minutes, and it has been incredible.
How
People,
is that possible?
I don't know, and I think
This happened last time. Like, where the hell did an hour go?
yeah. Well, I do
Honest to
Damn.
God, no way. We've time traveled.
well, I honestly think
Man.
that it is everybody who is watching this is willing to be engaged in the topic, and they're taking this very seriously. We all have different views, and that's what makes it beautiful. That's what makes it
Yep. And
beautiful.
we all
So,
have a different experience.
yeah.
Yes.
Gerald
Yes.
Gerald has one thing that I really want him to address, but I'm going to put my tagline in here real quick before we run out of time. One thing that was very helpful for me for self-support and worthiness, because I kept talking about in therapy that I wanted to be a compassionate person that displayed kindness. My therapist said, "I think you're already doing that." And I was like, "Huh? Huh?" So I went home and I decided to keep a running tally of all the things I did well
Yeah.
during the day.
Mhm.
And I reviewed it purposefully in my head throughout the day for a couple of weeks. And boy, oh boy, did that change things in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah.
Holy mackerel. And
Yeah.
even the smallest of things. Give yourself credit for the smallest of things. And then you will notice the balance a
Absolutely.
little bit, hopefully. I know it worked for me. I'm offering that up, you know. Make your own decisions, right? Da da da, all the disclaimers, but you make sure you are aware of all the things you're purposefully choosing to do and doing well.
And that's the idea of the
Absolutely.
glimmers. They're the things that they are the moments in your life when your mind, your body, your soul, all of your chakras are lined up, even for a moment, and you recognize them. It allows you to attract more of those and to notice more of those. And that is different than toxic positivity. It's a term that I hate. I'm tired of it. Because when we're
I don't
using,
even get that. How does that make sense?
well, I can tell you what it means for me is it means that when we use positive things as an avoidance technique, avoiding doing the hard work, and that's an important thing to recognize. Start gently, because some days we know, I can take on the world. Other days I can get out of bed. And there's a range of all of those, and wherever you are, I think it's important to keep that, and to honor that, and to build on that. So, um, yeah, Hershey, anything you want to add to that? Because I do have the last big question. So,
No, I'm waiting on the last big question. I enjoy this time that we set for this, and I enjoy all of the different opinions, the experiences, because
Mm.
we are all experiencing this thing called life together, but we all have our own opinion, our own experiences, our own feelings, emotions, and just comprehension of what we got out of the exact same life that we're all living. You know, we're living it on different levels and different terms,
Yeah.
but we are all doing it together, and we're all trying to get to the best place we can, the best way we know how. So all of us coming together, whether we've got an opinion formed about this or an opinion about that, if we're willing to set them aside and come together, we can find so many positive little grains of sand, and we can start filling up a whole lot of people's hope chests that don't have the hope that some of us have.
Well, yeah, it's one of the things that I said to Jeffrey yesterday. It's like, how can you tell you've grown as a reader? One of the ways that I can tell I've grown as a reader is that I disagree with something that they said, and I understand why I
Mhm,
disagree with it. That's the
mhm.
beauty in that. So, I do want to
Absolutely.
bring this up. Deanne Blue Crescent Tarot has typed in similar to the idea of having a toolbox, really. I also say that when you are low vibrationally from health troubles, depression, postpartum, etc., make sure you are mindful of protecting yourself in a spiritual sense. So, and there was another, even just something small, intentional will help keep you protected.
Mhm.
Cool.
Absolutely.
So, and Jeanette is here. Hello, Jeanette. So, okay. So the last big question is, what suggestions do you have for your future self about support? Go for it, Hershey.
It's just some things that I literally learned as a child, and I let them go until the last 7 years of my life. And it's real simple. Number one, experience every single thing you're drawn to, good, bad, or ugly. Pay attention to everything, no matter how small or big. Learn something new every day. Keep hope alive. Put yourself first. Strive to always reach one, teach one. Celebrate the little things, and always remember that there is always time for change.
Mm, okay. What about you, Betsy?
My suggestions for my future self. Anxiety has been a big part of this lifetime for me. So my suggestions would be, look, hon, relax. You have done a lot already. And let's just sit down and review the evidence of the outcomes of so many situations that we were unsure of heading into that turned out pretty magnificently. So, based on evidence, it's going to be okay. You've gone farther than you thought you were going to. Let's just relax into it and enjoy the rest of the ride.
Mm. So I think for what suggestions do I have for my younger or my future self is, um, you're overcomplicating it. Just start small and do it, because I am definitely an overcomplicator, and it's like I will postpone. I will postpone supporting myself. Don't postpone it. So that's what I have. So, but wow. That
Feel that sigh. We all need that.
so
Whoa.
I think you are all wonderful for being here. Thank you. I hope this has given you some things to think about. It has. Um, Oh, Jane said, "Oh, anxiety. I live with that. Lived with that all my life. When I healed my relationship with my mom, my anxiety level went down by 93%."
Yeah.
Ooh, beautiful.
When,
It's really amazing.
I can trace it back to having being criticized a lot, and that impacted my decision making ability. So, and if you can't figure out what you should do, anxiety. Ta-da!
Hmm. Yeah. So, thank you, Patrice. Thank you, everybody, for being here. After this live, tomorrow I am with Jamie and Lisa Papez at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific. We are talking about healing decks, and it's another laugh and learn. So if you're interested in joining us, mark your calendars, ring the bell, do that. And thank you. And I'm overwhelmed by the amount of great conversation in the chat. I'm going to have to go back and rewatch to capture everything because you all brought it. Like I mean, here, you all brought it. So it's
This
like,
community is just an amazing gift.
yes, yes. And that is so true. Okay, we will figure out the next time and the next topic, which may be about worthiness. And, perhaps we could figure out a time when April might want to join us. So get a hold of me, Gerald. Okay, got it. Will do. So, all right, everyone, thank you very, very much. And continue to be awesome. Thank you. Bye.
Hui ho.
Until next